Good morning, friends. Come for you this morning for the latest financial updates for 27th September 2023. Now let's start. The first news is from Business Standard. Center sticks to market borrowing plan for second year of financial year 2024, and also introduces a 50-year bond. The government has decided to stick to the market borrowing plan of 6.55 trillion in the second half, that is October to March of the financial year 2023-2024, brushing aside pressure from tepid revenue growth and rising subsidy burden in the pre-election year. Now it is very important for any country to have financial discipline, and also it is very difficult to maintain it, especially on an election year. Now government sets some target for the borrowings in the budget, and due to the tepid revenue growth in this first half of the financial year, and also rising subsidy burden because it's an election year. So government has extended money benefits to the people, the subsidies that they are rising, and now it was very difficult for the government to stick to its plan, but now government has decided to stick to its borrowing plan. They are not going to increase it. So, and they will be borrowing. They had planned a borrowing of 15.43 trillion projected for 2024. The government has already borrowed 8.88 trillion. That is 55.55% of the first target, the target for the year. The remaining 6.55 trillion will be earmarked in the second half, and that amounts to 2.45% of the total borrowing, and will be completed through 20 weekly auctions. Now, market was also asking them to have a longer duration securities. So government has issued a 50-year security, and it will be issued for the first time. Going to the second news, that is from Money Control, that government has extended export benefits under the RODTEP scheme. Now, what is this RODTEP scheme? It is a scheme for remission of duties and taxes on exported products. That is RODTEP. Now, this was to expire on September 30th, 2023, but now it has been extended till June 2024. At the same rates to the existing export item. So the benefits under this scheme will go to exports to chemical, pharmaceuticals, and the products of iron and steel, and this will be valid till June 2024. So that is good news for these sectors. Now, a very surprise news regarding the Afghan currency. Now, no one would have expected that the Afghan currency emerged as the best performing unit globally in September quarter. How it happened and why it is surprising, because we know that Afghanistan has been devastated by the continued wars, and US pull out. There is global isolation. No country recognizes Taliban rules, and now emergence of Afghan currency as the best performing unit is a bit surprising. So why it happened? It has happened because of foreign aid flows. Foreign aid is pouring into Afghanistan, especially China, US, other countries. They are giving humanitarian aids. China is also planning to invest a lot of in mining and other industries, and also Belt and Road Initiative. So that foreign aid inflows and the US releasing funds. You know that US has had confiscated the US dollar reserves for the Afghanistan after the Afghan Taliban took over. Now that has been released up to an extent. So now earlier the Afghan currency had fallen up to 124.2 against the US dollar in August 16, 2021. Now after 2 years, it has moved to 78.54. So that has been a very good increase. So that's how it has been. It has been judged as the best performing currency. Now India has been questioned by the WTO members on the export ban of non-basmati rice. We see we cannot put unilateral bans on the export and import of commodities unless we have strong reasons. Being a member of the WTO, here after India banned export of non-basmati rice, and India is the main exporter of non-basmati rice, and that has been very critical due to the global shortages. So now WTO members like US, Canada, China, US, Canada, Australia, and Japan, not China, they have questioned and asked India to spell out what is the intended duration of the export ban on the wheat and broken rice, and clarify the procedures put in place to abide by the rule that such restrictions are temporarily applied. So India cannot apply it for indefinite period, and they have to give WTO clarity that by when these will be lifted. Now going to a banking, finance, and capital market. So now SEBI, now the National Stock Exchange of India, they have been introducing many path-breaking initiatives in the stock exchanges. Now they have proposed to add a trading session for index options and future trades from 6 to 9 p.m. So this will be good for digital brokers because they are not they will be at their convenience to work from their home. But for the backup support, all the brokerage houses, they will have to add additional employees, and that is going to increase their cost. But ultimately, I think it will be good for the sector because the volume will also go up. So that is a good news. Now, SDFC Bank, for the SDFC Bank has been, after their merger with the HDFC Limited, they are in a transitional phase, and for them only news has come that they had to let go 1 lakh crore fund lending due to competitive pricing. Now the competition is rising, especially for ticket advances. All the banks, including the PSU banks, so they had lost an opportunity of 1 lakh crore lending due to this. Moving on to another news, now banking and finance companies will go all out to retain staff. So as the competition is heating up between banking and financial companies, the attrition rate is also rising. High attrition and increased competition for hiring talent are prompting companies in India's banking and financial insurance companies to line up host of initiative promotions. So they are giving many kind of initiative promotion to retain the staff. That is good news for employees. They should expect some good salary hikes. Cosmos Cooperative Bank, you must have heard about this cooperative bank, as it is mainly based in Mumbai, and they have completed amalgamation of Saheb Rao Deshmukh Cooperative Bank, and that was after the RBI had approved the voluntary mergers. So now, after this, the Cosmos Bank will have a balance sheet of around 32,000 crores, and post the merger with recent amalgamation, adding 200 crores to its balance sheet. So that is good news. That will create a more sturdy bank. Now, another good news for people, especially people in the remote areas. Now we know that many companies are trying drone delivery of critical medicines. Cipla has made a good progress in this regard, and they have started drone delivery of critical medicines in Himachal Pradesh. You know, Himachal Pradesh is a Himachal Pradesh is many areas are hilly area and many areas are very remote. So people living in those areas, they need medicines, and sometimes it is the land routes are closed due to landslides and other problems. So this will be very beneficial for people living in remote areas, especially for availability of critical medicines. Now, another news, FSSI, that is Food Safety and Standard Authority of India, has introduced special category provision to promote gender equality in food business. You know that Food Safety and Standards Authority of India and gives the certifications about the food safety of the products. Now they have started a new uh, category, that is special category under the licensing and registering. So registration. So this will promote especially gender equality, and it will be beneficial for the promotion of ladies in the food business. So that is also good news. Now, in a major relief to demat account holders, the SEBI has extended the deadline for demat account holders to provide account nominees and submit PAN and KYC details. So you know that SEBI had mandated that all accounts should have nomination, and also we need to submit the nomination along with PAN and KYC details. So that was to expire on 30th September, but now it has been extended to December 31st, 2023. So whoever has not updated their details, kindly contact your brokers and get them updated, because it is super important for you for the well-being, and suppose something happens to you, it will be easier for your dependents to claim uh, your security. So that is a good move, and we should all finish it before waiting for the deadline to extend. Now, tax norms. Government, what this angel tax norm? The government had introduced angel tax norms in the Finance Bill 2023. Finance Bill 2020, Finance Bill 2023. Now, earlier it was only considering equity. Now it also include convertible preferential shares. This is the key moves for in the final valuation rule for funding the unlisted startups. So now startups who are taking funding and up to a certain limit, that is 10% of the fair market value of the shares, they will not be subject to angel tax, provided they meet the certain criteria specified in the safe harbor provision. So this is good news for the startups. They can avail tax-free investments on in the form of convertible debentures. Now, MCA, next news, and MCA extends virtual AGM and EGM facility until September 2024. You know that under uh, 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 after the COVID, most of the AGM, that is annual general meeting, and EGM, that is emergency general meetings, they are conducted through video conferencing mode, and also all the way voting that is happening through e-voting or simplified voting through registered emails. And this is done to enable companies to conduct in the AGMs and EGMs in a contactless manner. So this deadline has been extended for the companies whose AGMs and AGMs are due in the year 2023 and 2024. So until 2024 September, they will be able to hold AGMs and EGMs in this mode, and also conduct votings. So that is a very important provision, and it will enable companies. So very good news. So thank you so much, my friends. I hope this will be beneficial for you. Please please be updated. Please stay with us, and so that you'll get updated on the latest financial news. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.